my childhood house tour. This is obviously going to be like a whole audio thing because obviously I'm not going to like break into a bunch of houses just to go around them. So let's start at the very beginning. So, when I was little, the house we lived in. So when I was only just born, the house we lived in. Well, I call the place Sesame Street, and obviously to like protect privacy, I'm not going to say what it's actually called, but it's not called Sesame Street. But I always say it's called Sesame Street. I still do. So I lived on Sesame Street at the start of my life. Then we went to a hostel where my dad nearly crushed me by sitting on the bed with a tray of pizza whilst I was sleeping. Then we moved here, and we have lived here ever since. And I've lived here for 18 years now, so I know exactly what's in this house. But I used to be in like the little room because obviously I was like a baby. And I had loads of nightmares in that room. That room was terrifying. So when I was 3, I changed rooms to the room that I used to be in for my YouTube channel. And well, this house has gone through so many changes. So there used to be carpet in the living room, and in what's now my mum's room, but it was the playroom because I was so small. And there was lino on the floor of the downstairs bathroom and the kitchen, but like the shiny lino. And so up here there was like fluffy carpet in the little room, and everywhere else was like the same as it is now. Obviously, like a lot less worn down and stuff. Oh, and also there were 2 banisters on the stairs. And then the stairs, they ended up with 1 banister because some very strange people, rhyming with me and my brother, which definitely is not me and my brother, decided to jump on the banisters and they broke. So yeah, one of the banisters broke off. Bye, banister. We barely knew ye. So anyway, we had a gas fire in the living room, and obviously like the council doesn't allow gas fire anymore, but one of my parents then just decided to take the gas fire out, so we didn't have a fire for a little bit. Then we got an electric fire, and then we got another electric fire when I was around 12. We also this is like a, I'll do a separate like furniture tour. But yeah, that's basically like how the living room has like evolved. But also we had like different doors. They were like hollow, and we've replaced them now. And them doors are no longer. They were coming apart, and we also painted them. Another thing we had was, like I said, we had carpet, so we changed that to like laminate flooring. And that had like little ends on it when it went into the kitchen, but the end came off. And like I said, the playroom became the dining room as we got older, but we had the cats and they peed all over the carpet. So I got rid of the doors and the flooring in there, so there's no carpet, there's no flooring in there still now. Then it was just like solely a room for the pinny gigs, and that's my mum's room. Then up here, nothing much had changed. There's no flooring in what was my room. Because when my brother had that room, he decided just to get rid of the flooring. He took the fluffy carpet away. Bye, fluffy carpet. So, also, there was, well, what was my old room, which you would probably recognise from my older videos. You recognise it as having like the yellow and pink walls and stuff. But I used to have blue walls because it was my brother's room. And yeah, when I moved into the room, we painted it like all girl colours. Because this was still a time when blue was for boys, pink was for girls. It was like the early 2010s. So we very quickly left that mentality. And I love blue, it's my favourite colour. So, yeah. By the way, all through this we've gone through so many curtains, I can't remember which curtains went where. I remember we had these really cool black and white curtains in the playroom. But obviously they're not there anymore. Also, we went a while without a letterbox because the letterbox came. I'm just making it sound like this house is absolutely trashed when it's absolutely amazing. And I forgot to talk about the downstairs kitchen. So we got rid of the lino, and we got rid of like the tiling underneath, except for when it went into the corridor that went to the bathroom. And we replaced it with similar to lino, but it had like lines all over it, and it was pretty cool. And then in this room, we have well, the walls and ceiling weren't grey and black, they were white, but we painted them grey and black. And also another thing was my old bedroom had no door, which you probably recognise from my old video. And so that's like the rundown of this house. I could like do like a whole separate video on this house, on like all of the furniture and appliance changes we've had, because I have a really good memory. So let's get into where my dad lived when he left. So my dad left when I was very young, and he moved to a very weird flat. A lot of my dad's houses were very weird, except for one, which is the one that I remember the clearest. Well, obviously I remember like his last house the clearest, but yeah. Let's get into like the first place he lived, which was it was a flat, and it had a massive living room. We had red couches, it was really cool. And the weird thing was there was like a glass see-through door right next to the toilet, and in the actual toilet in the bathroom, with steps that went down onto a car park. And that was a bit weird. And also, I don't really remember this place very well, but I do remember like there was not like much of a divide between the kitchen and the bedroom, so I was essentially sleeping in a travel cart next to my dad's bed, which was like sort of in the kitchen. So yeah, take that with Lillian Jenkins. You're not original at all. You could do with investing for some travel carts for your younger kids, though. Anyway, so then my dad moved to a place that was by a Chinese restaurant, and they hung sausages on a washing line in his car window screen. So, we had, so I remember there was like a grid on the inside, and that was really weird. There was a manhole cover on the inside of like the main corridor, and then there was a bathroom that I hardly remember, and then there was the living room. And the living room I remember was like really cozy, really like cute, very demure, very, very like cozy. Then there was the kitchen that had no windows, safety alert. Then there was a playroom which also had no windows, safety alert. But the playroom was absolutely massive. I had like a whole couch in there for myself, and I had like drawers and stuff and a TV, which was great because as for bedrooms, my dad had a bedroom. He had like going upstairs, like there's a stairs like sort of curly. So you go up the stairs, then you go in the bathroom, and I slept. At this point, I slept in like an actual wooden cot, not a travel cot.
Updating messages.
Hey, be quiet. I don't even know what it just said. So at this point, I had a actual wooden cot, and that was in the bathroom. And then there was like, and then because privacy, obviously, my dad's room would like just threw some curtains from the bathroom, and there was also a balcony, but I hardly remember the balcony. And then also this was like on a hill, so I could like ride my little bikes and stuff down the hill. It was like a really cute house. Then when I was 3, we moved to the most normal house my dad had, and that had a door knocker, a very cool door knocker. We enjoyed the door knocker. It was great for playing knick knock. So we had this door knocker, and we also like built like a weird fence thing that just randomly stuck out. But this place had like a massive garden. There were like slates. There was like another little ramp I could ride my bikes and stuff down. And I had a Wendy house and a slide and all this cool stuff. I loved having the really cool stuff. And we had a big grassy area and then some bark at the very end. And on the interior design of this house, so the kitchen was absolutely huge. Like, we had a fridge freezer and everything, and the kitchen was just like huge. It was like the one from the previous house, but on steroids. It had like a bunch of windows, and we had like a dining table right by the back door, and like I kept like my bikes and stuff in there, and yeah. Also, I used to like hiding in this little cupboard, and I shoved my dad's car keys down the back of a cupboard once. I am very strange. So also this place had a tumble dryer, which I thought was the coolest thing ever because I was like free. Then we had the living room, and the living room had a really weird fire. I don't actually understand how that fire worked still to this day. And the living room had a nice big window as well. Also, I could climb on the windowsill. That's probably like a safety concern. But yeah, the windowsills were really low down and I could climb on them. I can't climb on the windowsills here because this is like an old house and the windowsills are really high up. So even now, if I were to stand up, I couldn't climb on the windowsill. But I could like climb on the windowsill and walk across them. Then we had like the living room had like this really quirky light switch where it had like a round button. So then you went into the like front hall where you'd have like a little shelf above a radiator, like your very demure shelf, and then you'd have like a single banister, and you go up the stairs, obviously, and then it like in a house where it like turns at the top of the stairs and you go up an extra step. Yeah, it had that where you turned to the left and went up an extra step. And I called it the top step because obviously it was the top step. But we had like a little windowsill up there as well, obviously with a window. And so there was a windowsill to the right and to the left there was a top step. Then you went up there and you turned left and just carried on walking, and there was a bathroom. And there was like a really weird like countertop thing in the bathroom. I don't get it, and I still don't. And what else did we have? I just have really creepy memories of being like lay in the bathroom obviously in the bath. I wasn't just like lying on the floor. I have like a really creepy memory of just like lying in the bathroom. I think at about 4, and I just like staring out of the window through the blinds, because obviously we had the blinds, so I was staring like through the little gap things in the blind. And I was just singing, "You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey." And I don't like that song, it's really creepy. Although there was a bog roll holder. I just thought that I'd mention it because there was a bog roll holder. It was like attached to the wall, and also the radiator was brown. That was weird. Why would you have a brown radiator? Explain. So then there was my room, my amazing room, and it was pink, and it had laminate flooring, and I had like my own TV stations in there until I threw the aerial out the window, and I had like a really cool set of white curtains and a really cool radiator cover. And I love my radiator cover. It's like really cool. It's like the sort you get in school. And also, some very strange child, I don't know who, decided to just smear a bunch of silicone all over the wall. And also, there were like these really cool floating shells. They were white and they smelled like bleh. But they were really cool. They smell like milk. Everywhere smelled like milk. But I was still in a cot when we moved into this house. But then I got a bed. Because obviously I grew out of the cot. But obviously, because we didn't have a playroom, we had this really cool bedroom, and I think there was a vent in there. And then there was my dad's bedroom, which was just meh, it was a room. And then there was this spare room, which was just full of junk. And then there was like this really cool cupboard, like the boiler cupboard, and it had really cool shelves in it, where we keep like all our tents and stuff, and I just hide in there. Thank you for your demure cupboard house. Then we decided, hey, static caravan holidays are really great. Let's move into a house that's basically got like the vibe of static caravan, because you have to walk through the kitchen to get to your bedroom. So we moved to another house, and it had like a really long corridor that went down the side of the living room, and there was like a window in the living room, but we boarded that up, and there was a glass door which we also replaced with a wooden door, because I was 6 when we moved in this house, and I had tonsillitis when we moved in this house. And so yeah, there was like this really long corridor, and then there was another person in the flat above us. So under the stairs that went to the flat above us, we kept my bike, and then my dad's bike was like kept in the corridor. So we walked down the corridor and past the radiator. There was a radiator in there, and oh, I forgot to talk about the living room. So the living room had like a real fireplace, to the sort that you like put wood on and you set fire to the wood, and it had like a little shelf bit in the corner. It was really cool. I like that area. Then you walk down, you got the kitchen, and that was like linoleum. So we had bar stools that I'd sit like next to the worktop to have like my pizza or my pasta or whatever. But they didn't come with the house. We just had them. And there was a tumble dryer, and the washing machine was in my dad's room, so the washing machine wasn't there. But yeah, we have like the sink and stuff. Yeah, like, your normal kitchen stuff, and there was also like the door that went into like the outside corridor bit in there. And this is really giving off static caravan vibes, because then to the left of you, when you went from the corridor to the kitchen, was my bedroom, which also had a conservatory in it. Everyone had a conservatory in their bedroom. The conservatory door broke, so I wasn't allowed to go in it after a while, but it wasn't really that interesting because it flooded all the time. I wasn't keen on the conservatory, even though we did like set it up to have like my dollhouse and stuff in it in the end, when we like took the doors off. but I didn't really want to go in the conservatory. I like my room. It had like all my VHS tapes and my CDs and everything in it. So I wanted to stay in my room, and also there's a random window that went into the conservatory. Also there was like a really cool nightlight on the wall. I liked the nightlight. So then, like, you go like back through the kitchen, and there's like this little like corridor bit, not like a full-on corridor, where you like go through, and then there'd be like the toilet, and then there was my dad's room, which had like a step down, and it had like a sliding door, and then there was my dad's room, which was like stepped down, so it's like ground level instead of house level, if that makes sense. So it's like below the level of the threshold. So you'd have like all of that, and it had I'm going to say magnesium flooring. It didn't. It had laminate flooring. Oh, be quiet. Then there was the washing machine room, which was a bit boring. You know, like they're dark and stuff. Then there was like the bathroom, which had a sink. And the sink was like on a little counter with cupboards on, and that was really cool. It was like what you get in a doll's house. I liked the sink. Then we had like the coolest, most demure, most like epic shower ever. It came with radios, and you could spray from the roof and spray from the wall, and there was like a sauna and all the cool stuff. Like you had your water jets, and there was a chair in there that was attached to the side of the shower, but we can't get one where I live, and that's really sad. Cause it had like your normal shower, but they had like a massive spraying rainfall bit on the roof, and then it had like a bit on the wall where water would spray out. And I remember when I was 10, I went into that shower, and I was wearing leggings and a hoodie, and I just decided to press one of the water jets and got soaking wet whilst in my hoodie. So, yeah, there was also, like, obviously, like I said, there were, like, your little humidifiers and your, saunas and all of the, like, really cool stuff. And, then, I have a really funny memory where, we had, like, switches outside to, like, turn on the light and this fan on top of the shower. And once I was brushing my teeth and I turned off the light and the fan went off. So I asked my dad, like, why did that happen? So he was like, oh, I'll show you. So I turn on the light and the fan comes on. He like explained it like sort of automated to turn off when the light was off. They let him turn off the light and the fan goes off. And then he did it again. So like I turn on the light and the fan comes on. And I turn off the light and the fan stayed on. When he turned off the light and the fan stayed on. So that was my house tours. I hope you really enjoy like the house tours. I will do like if you want me to do like more in-depth tours of like the furnitures and like all the cool stuff we had in these houses, please like let me know in the comments.